In a tiny village in Tamil Nadu, life moved at a slow and steady pace. The sun would rise, casting long shadows across the green fields. Children would walk to the small school, their laughter echoing through the narrow lanes. For a 5-year-old boy named Kevin, each day was much like the last. He played traditional games with his friends under the large banyan tree. They would chase each other until they were out of breath. Cricket was not a big part of his world. He had heard about it, of course, but he did not really understand the game. It was just something men in the city watched on television. His world was simple, filled with the sounds of nature and the warmth of his family. One afternoon, Kevin returned home from school, his blue uniform still crisp. He was tired from a long day of learning letters and numbers. Usually he would change his clothes and run outside to play. But this day was different. The television in the corner of the small living room was on. His father and uncles were gathered around it, their eyes fixed on the screen. The sounds were loud and exciting. There were cheers and shouts. Kevin stood by the door, curious about what was happening. He had never seen his family so focused on the television before. He decided to stay and watch, still in his school uniform, forgetting all about his evening games with friends. On the screen, men in blue jerseys were running on a bright green field. One man was hitting a white ball with a wooden bat. The crowd in the stadium was going wild with every shot. Kevin did not understand the rules. He did not know what a 4 or a 6 meant, but he could feel the energy. It was like a festival. Everyone was so happy and excited. He watched as the ball soared through the air and landed far away. The men on the screen celebrated, hugging each other. The joy was infectious. Kevin found himself smiling, caught up in the moment. He had discovered a new world, a world of passion and excitement. As the match continued, Kevin started to feel a connection to the game. It was more than just hitting a ball. It was about teamwork and spirit. The players seemed like heroes, fighting for their country. He asked his father a few simple questions. His father explained that the team in blue was India. They were playing against another country. Kevin felt a sense of pride. This was his team. This was his country. He sat on the floor, his school bag beside him, completely absorbed. The small boy from the village had found something new to love. The game of cricket had entered his heart, and it was there to stay forever. Then, a new player came to bat. He had long, flowing hair that bounced as he walked. He had a unique confidence about him. He was not like the other players Kevin had seen. This man was MS Dhoni. He walked to the crease with a calm look on his face. The pressure was high, but he did not seem to feel it. He smiled a little, as if he was enjoying the challenge. Kevin was fascinated by him. It was not just his hairstyle that was different, it was his whole personality. He looked like a hero from a movie, ready to take on the world. The boy leaned closer to the television, eager to see what this new player would do. Dhoni started hitting the ball with incredible power. The sound of the bat meeting the ball was like thunder. He hit 1 6, then another. The ball flew high into the sky, disappearing into the cheering crowd. The commentators on TV were shouting his name. Dhoni! 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 The stadium erupted with every shot. Kevin could see people in the stands jumping and waving flags. The excitement was electric. Even in his small living room, Kevin felt the thrill. He watched in awe as Dhoni played his famous helicopter shot. It was a style Kevin had never seen before. It was powerful, it was different, and it was brilliant. This was not just cricket, this was magic. What truly captured Kevin's heart was Dhoni's attitude. He played with a fearless spirit. He was not afraid to take risks. When he hit a big shot, he remained calm. When he missed a ball, he did not show frustration. He just smiled and got ready for the next one. This cool and composed nature made him special. He was a leader even without saying a word. Kevin wanted to be like him. He wanted to be calm under pressure. He wanted to have that same confidence. Dhoni was more than just a cricketer to him. He was an inspiration. He showed Kevin that you could be strong and gentle at the same time. From that day on, Kevin was a Dhoni fan for life. He would look for Dhoni's pictures in newspapers. He would listen to stories about him on the radio. He learned that Dhoni came from a small town too. This made him feel a stronger connection. If a boy from a small town like Ranchi could become a hero for India, then anything was possible. Dhoni's journey gave Kevin hope. It taught him to dream big. Every time Dhoni walked onto the field, Kevin felt a surge of pride. He was not just watching a cricket match anymore. He was watching his hero write history, one powerful shot at a time. The year 2007 started with great hope for Indian cricket fans. The 50-over World Cup was the biggest tournament. Everyone expected India to do well. The team had many star players, but things did not go as planned. India lost to Bangladesh and Sri Lanka in the early stages. The team was knocked out of the tournament. The whole country was in shock. There was great disappointment and anger. Fans felt let down by their heroes. For young Kevin, it was his first big heartbreak as a cricket fan. He saw the sadness on his father's face. He felt it in his own heart. It was a difficult time for everyone who loved the game. The failure of the 2007 World Cup led to many changes in Indian cricket. The mood was low. People wanted something new, something fresh. Just a few months later, a brand new tournament was announced, the first ever T20 World Cup. T20 was a shorter, faster version of the game. It was exciting and unpredictable. Many senior players decided not to play in this new tournament. The Indian Cricket Board needed a new leader for a young and inexperienced team. They needed someone who was brave and could inspire others. The choice they made would change the future of Indian cricket forever. They chose the man with a calm smile. MS Dhoni was made the captain of the Indian team for the T20 World Cup. It was a big surprise for many. He was still relatively new to international cricket, but he had shown great leadership qualities. He was calm, he was a risk taker, and he had the respect of the younger players. Dhoni accepted the challenge. He led a team of young guns with no big names. Nobody expected them to win. They were the underdogs. But Dhoni believed in his team. He told them to go out and enjoy the game. He created a positive and fearless environment. This was the start of a new era for India. Dhoni's leadership was different. He made bold decisions. He trusted his instincts. He backed his players even when they were not performing well. He showed the world that a captain could lead with a quiet confidence. He did not need to shout or be aggressive. He led by example. His calm demeanor on the field spread to the rest of the team. They started playing with freedom and joy. They won match after match, surprising everyone. The team that was written off was now in the final. Kevin and millions of other fans were watching, their hopes renewed. A new dawn was breaking for Indian cricket. The final of the 2007 T20 World Cup was against arch-rivals Pakistan. The match was a thriller. It went down to the very last over. India needed to defend just a few runs. The pressure was immense. Dhoni had to make a crucial decision. Who would bowl the final over? Instead of choosing an experienced bowler, he gave the ball to Joginder Sharma, a young and lesser-known player. It was a huge gamble. Everyone was stunned. But Dhoni trusted his gut. He walked up to the bowler, put his arm around him, and gave him confidence. This was the mark of a true leader. The final over was full of drama. Pakistan was close to winning, but Dhoni's gamble paid off. India won the match by just 5 runs. The entire country erupted in celebration. People poured onto the streets, dancing and singing. The young Indian team had done the impossible. They were the T20 World Champions. MS Dhoni had led them to a historic victory. He lifted the trophy with a big smile, surrounded by his happy teammates. He had turned a group of young players into world champions. He became a hero overnight. His leadership was praised by everyone around the world. For Kevin, that victory was a moment of pure joy. He celebrated with his family in their small village home. He jumped and shouted with happiness. His hero, Mississippi Dhoni, had not let him down. Dhoni became more than just a player. He became a symbol of hope and success. He showed that you don't need to come from a big city to achieve great things. You just need to have courage, self-belief, and a calm mind. Dhoni's story resonated with millions of Indians. He was one of them. He was a small-town boy who dared to dream big and made the entire nation proud. Dhoni went on to become India's most successful captain. He won every major trophy. But for Kevin, the 2007 T20 World Cup victory would always be the most special. It was the moment his love for cricket and his admiration for Dhoni were sealed forever. He had started his journey as a curious boy in a school uniform, watching a game he did not understand. Now he was a proud fan celebrating a famous victory. He understood that cricket was not just a sport, it was a source of inspiration, a reason to believe. And in MS Dhoni, he had found a captain, a leader, and a legend for life.